Demand for the Ethereum network is at an all-time high. We're seeing an explosion of financial-based applications on the Ethereum network that are actually serving end users. And, gas prices are at an all-time high. It's just crazy, okay? But I think the demand is going to keep going up from here, all right? And in this video, I want to tell you why I think that as a blockchain developer who works the Ethereum protocol on a daily basis. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step from start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. And last but not least, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy Ethereum. I have no idea what the price is going to be today, tomorrow, a year from now. So with that being said, let's get started. So demand for Ethereum is definitely at an all-time high. You can see that reflected in the daily gas used and also in the, gas prices that we're paying on the Ethereum network right now. Yes, the gas fees are really high, and a lot of people think this is bad for Ethereum, but it's actually a good thing because it means that demand is really high. It's kind of counterintuitive, but these are the prices that people are willing to pay to actually make transactions on the Ethereum network. The biggest reason for this right now is definitely because of DeFi. So there's all these new projects that are coming out that, allow users to farm tokens with liquidity mining. And this is definitely one of the biggest reasons that the Ethereum gas prices have gotten so high, indicating the demand for the network. So DeFi is one of the hottest narratives in crypto right now, and Ethereum is at the epicenter of that narrative. That's where all the DeFi innovation is happening, and it's been going on all throughout, the 2018, 2019 bear markets. And it's been going on for a long time now. And so there's definitely DeFi activity happening on other chains, but nowhere near to the same degree as it is on Ethereum. And, Ethereum is definitely a leader in this, and most of the other chains are really just trying to play catch up. So in doing this, Ethereum has created a huge gap that is going to be really hard for other people to cross. And that's one of the reasons that I think the demand for Ethereum is going to continue to go up because, once you've established that gap, it's just more attractive to use something that has more users. I'll talk about that more here in a minute. The whole point is that Ethereum has built up so much momentum as far as this innovation goes, and that momentum is going to keep snowballing and the demand will likely follow. And another big reason that Ethereum has, been able to achieve this kind of innovation is that it has one of the most active developer communities out of any other chain out there, okay? Ethereum is the primary technology that I teach on this channel, and there's a reason for that. There's so many developer tools. Developers actually want to use it, and you can actually connect with other developers who are building the same things as you. There's an ecosystem around it, all kinds of things. So a lot of this has to do with Ethereum's network effect, okay, which basically means that the more people use Ethereum, the more valuable it becomes, okay? That kind of has to do with that idea of momentum that I talked about earlier. As it gains momentum, it's going to keep gaining more momentum. There'll be a snowball effect. So, let's look at it this way. So basically, if more people use Ethereum, then it becomes more valuable. Let's look at it on a number of levels. So the first level is just making Ethereum transactions. So I hold Ethereum cryptocurrency and I want to send it to you just as a cryptocurrency store of value. Well, where do you want to do that? You want to do that with a blockchain that has more validators or miners running the network because it's safer, it's more secure, your cryptocurrency won't lose its value. You want to do it where there are more addresses on the network to actually send the cryptocurrency to. And if you treat it like a store of value, then it literally becomes, more valuable the more people buy it and don't sell it. But this network effect gets even greater when we talk about building applications on top of Ethereum. So I talked a minute ago about how, there are more developers on Ethereum. So the more developers are, the more apps, the more users, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really good. But a lot of these apps actually talk to one another. So for example, if you want to use a DeFi app that's powered by smart contracts, you might want to use an insurance service like Nexus Mutual, for example. And so you might integrate that protocol into another application. You can plug these apps together that they call the money Legos idea. And that has to do with composability, which also has to deal with this network effect because, the more money Legos that get built on the blockchain, the more apps you can build, the more mashups you can do. And so if you have a lending service and you want to plug it into, an insurance service or another decentralized exchange or something like that, then you can do that on Ethereum, and the network itself gets more valuable the more opportunities like this exist, because it means you can create new abstractions on top of that and create more technological innovations. And also there's just more opportunities to, kind of mash things together. And when this happens, the network itself becomes more valuable because there's more incentive to build on top of Ethereum. When you have all these other solved problems that people have already created, And that's assuming you want to leverage those existing solutions, but also it attracts competitors because no marketplace is too crowded, right? As soon as an app gets built, like somebody else wants to go try to do the same thing and siphon off off of some of that and capture some of that market share as well. And that's another reason this network effect is huge for Ethereum and is why the demand is going to keep going up. And this also presents a really big problem for like the ETH killer, right? So this is the mythical blockchain that's going to come in and like take over Ethereum. So now I'm not saying this could never happen, but it's really unlikely in the short to midterm because of all the things that I'm talking about. I know a lot of people think that, the high gas fees make Ethereum unusable and that like an ETH killer is just going to jump out of the corner and like take it over. But I don't think it's going to happen in the short to midterm. And a lot of it's got to do with just the difficult problem that Ethereum is trying to solve. You can't just like flick a switch and do something that's better without compromising the security of the network. And even if you did, like you'd have to cross this massive gap that I've talked about. You have to get all these developers on board to build apps. You have to create this network effect. And that's just a massive moat that somebody else has to cross. And I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And that moat's going to get even bigger when Ethereum 2.0 finally goes live. So, if you use Ethereum right now, you're using Ethereum 1.0. And ETH 2.0 is a migration to a new version where Ethereum gets ready for prime time. We'll have much faster transactions and it'll be scalable. All right. We won't be dealing with some of these slow transactions and high gas fees that we're doing right now for lots of different reasons. And a lot of people, complain that it's taken Ethereum 2.0 so long to like roll out, but that's because it's a really hard problem to solve. Okay. And you actually want it to be hard because if you can crack that code and, create a blockchain that has that network effect that solved the scaling problem, then that really is a nail in the coffin for the mythical, ETH killer. And if Ethereum 2.0 really is everything we want it to be, then the demand is definitely going to go up. And also, not just for the network itself, but probably also for the underlying asset for a couple different reasons. The main reason is because of staking, okay? And so this is when Ethereum moves from proof of work to proof of stake, which means that the miners get replaced by validators, which means you have to hold Ethereum and stake it to the network in order to like earn a passive income reward for participating in security. And, when you get a reward for doing that, that means that the amount of Ether that's currently being staked is not going to circulate and probably won't be sold. So it's like, by basic supply and demand economics, that would increase the demand for Ether. And not to mention the people that will buy Ether simply for staking purposes. And another big reason why I think the ETH demand is going to go up is because of EIP 1559. So I talked about this recently in my channel. So the whole idea here is that ETH will be burned whenever transactions are created, which will slow the supply increase of Ether over time. You can think about this like a network fee, all right, because it rewards people who hold Ether and participate in the network. So we'll see if EIP 1559 actually gets passed. This is something that could come in ETH 1.0. And if it does, it'll be a good thing and will probably increase the demand for ETH as well. All right, so that's a summary of why I think that the demand for the Ethereum network is going to keep going up. All right, we've seen a lot of steam this year alone, and I think we're just getting started. I'm a huge believer in Ethereum. Like I said, I've done hundreds of videos on this channel that show you how to use the technology itself, show you how to become a blockchain developer. So if you're interested in that, then of course, smash the like button down below, subscribe to this channel, and you can head on over to my YouTube homepage and find all my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. You can get started today, learning how to code in Solidity, use Ethereum. And if you like those videos and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, then I can show you how to master blockchain step by step from start to finish. Just head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. All right, so that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.